All right, let's put together the first parts of the frame. So I'm gonna use 20 by 20 aluminum extrusion. So this is good because you can easily get this one, and like for this build, we're gonna use 240 millimeter. I think it's 240, yeah, millimeter aluminum 20 by 20 millimeter aluminum extrusion, and also we're going to use a 3 of 600 millimeter. For this one, what you can do is you can buy a pre-cut one. If you depend on the website, you can order one and you just put the numbers and they will cut it for you and ship it for you. So we need 9 of these. Also feel free to check the supply list, and then the other way I took, actually for this time, I took a difficult path. I bought 8 of 600 millimeter aluminum extrusion and I cut it by hand. For this one, actually, I have to make this one, the saw meter. So this one is, if you have a hex saw, you can put this one is for 20 by 20 aluminum extrusion. It's a perfectly fit like this, and you put the hex saw and cut it. It takes time and effort, and you won't get very nice clean edge. I think I did it by hand, but it wasn't too bad. Actually, I did. I'm pretty satisfied with this one. It's not too bad. It's not angled. But if you want to save some labor, definitely order one with pre-cut version. So first of all, I need 3 of these, and let's put together the frame. I have these and 3 of this. Total, we need 9 of this one. And actually, sometimes you depend on the build. To make this one, you do need different types of the corner for this one and this one. But for this build, I have every 9 of them has the same size, exactly the same size, exactly same thing. So like you can just use it, like grab one and just use it. So for example, there is a hole inside here, but you don't need, but there is a hole. For example, this one, there's 2 holes for the stepper motor, but we are not gonna actually use it as well. We only put the pulley for the bottom part here, so it doesn't really matter. And once you also have the cornerings, and actually I prepared both, but this one, again, I highly recommend you get some drill bit. It doesn't have this long. This is just what I got here during the residency, and drill it. If you have power tool, that's great. And drill it, and make sure that is like make sure. Depends on your printer. That's the right size, but it might be a little too tight for your nut. Sorry, bolt, and that will give you a hard time if you don't do this. Because I know this, because I've been there, done that. And you will need many of these M4 T nut and M4 10 millimeter bolt. I need 4 of those. 4 of nuts as well. Okay. Then start putting it here. Nut, bolt, and nut. I'm gonna start with this side. So if you don't pre-drill these parts, and you will have really hard time to putting it. Actually, you have to use the wrench to tighten it, and like that will give you a hard time. So because there we don't have much space to work with a wrench. And I tighten the bolt, and you will see it soon. So it's always good to have tools. Oh, by the way, that's not because of the diameter of the hole is small. It's just because that when you print it, like the filaments can be sagged a little bit. So it's because of that. It's all right. 3 of these, and for the nut, like it's better to keep it loose. If it's too tight, keep it loose. So it will make it easy to tighten the fasteners. Okay. After that, you can use this. It's always my favorite, but because we need this one as well, I think I introduced you in the other video. There's there's a little notch here, so actually you can actually put it from the angle, and you can still turn it. Because of these corners, you have to actually put it from diagonal angle here. Once you got it, so this one, 240 millimeter, 20 by 20 aluminum extrusion. I'll put this one here. If I show you how it looks like, turn it. And here, actually, you need to make it parallel with this one, and actually you can put yours like this. This. Here. So this is the bottom of the print, and then later you need to make same triangle with this. For that one, you need 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 600 millimeter aluminum extrusion will be the Z here. So once you have it, you can start putting the wrench and turn it. Because we are using the T-nut inside, as you turn it, T-nut turns and then you can lock it inside. And this one too, you can turn it. You actually feel a little resistant, and then like once you do that, you will feel this one is tightened. Or also the other tip, you can start, sometimes you are not really sure it's tightened or not. So start with inside. And as you feel the resistance here, see, then you can do this one, because the benefit of doing this is actually see it from this angle. Like I'm not going to turn it, but if you do that, actually you can see the T-nut is locked with the frame here. And let's turn it and start with the inside one first. And this one. Next. Make sure this one is touching the corner. Turn it. Right. The last one. Not last one, actually. Believe me, if you don't have this one, like you can lock this fastener. You can, but it's gonna break the it's gonna damage the head, and you don't really want to do that. The other tip is actually I don't have it right now. It's in my studio somewhere. What you can do is if you have a wrench and you have a grinder, grind it and then make it this one shorter, like here. If you do that, you can reach in here and you can turn it. The problem with this one is the regular one, you don't even have a room to turn it. So if you grind it a little bit, you can reach and then you can actually turn it as well. Or, okay, use this one. So you can actually turn it with the angle. Make sure they're touching. This one too. Actually, there's a little space here. Yep. If you don't fasten it the correct way, this is gonna happen. Also, the other tip is when you tighten this one, you don't have to make it super tight until the last moment. Loosen it a little bit. And I'm gonna tighten this one a little more. Okay. Actually, this one, the key knot is not properly turned, so this one is not locked. So I'm gonna this a little bit. And actually, you can see if this one locked, it will change the direction of the frame. Okay, I need to loosen the other part a little bit more too. Let's see. Something like this happens. So if it doesn't turn like this one is not locked. So and something like this one too. This one is not locked. So make sure I'm gonna unscrew this and put it back. This one happens, so you have to try to make it loose. So you should have a good enough distance. So when it goes in, so maybe you can see this one. The T-nut goes in as you turn, and it'll get locked using this corner. Yeah. So try it again. Oh. Sometimes it's just not because of you. It's not your fault. The problem might be the fastener or some other reasons. So if this one doesn't do it well, yeah, try different fasteners as well. Try yeah, it has different. Okay, now it's locked in. And do this one first and this one later because I can see it from this angle. No, I know this is a locked. So this one too. Actually, there's little gaps. I'm gonna make it loose a little bit. Push it back. All right, and tighten it. This one. Is it this side? Yes. This side is not. We'll tighten. So. This one. Yep. This part can be a little tricky because of this. So actually, that's why I turn it this angle. So the T as I turn the counterclockwise, the T-nuts will be loosened, and as I tighten, it will tighten. Using some gravity, and then I can really feel if this one is tighter. Okay, now it's good. Let's do this one too. This now. Loosen it. This and then tighten it. Okay. And okay, this time it works. And if you want more torque, you can actually put it this way and turn it. So the last step will be use this angle and then tighten it all. Good. This one. So like once the T nut turns, you will see it turns, and then like you don't have to tighten this corners all the way. Like do this very at the end. Okay, this one's not doing it, so especially when you see a little gap. Actually, I can see it. There's a little gap. If so, that's now. It tightens. I'm gonna keep it loose and then do it. Okay. I wish I can capture this one. Let me try. Can you see here? And then as I turn, can you see it? This one locked? Okay, now you can see it. And then good. So when I made the like that one, I used the it's based on the DIY, the open source plan. When I designed this corners, I intentionally make this angle just super subtle, a little low, and then as you tighten it, it will bend like this, and then fasten it, and then make it super tight. All right, seems like okay. Now we can like really test it. Make sure it's really all tightened, and make sure that's not really pulley. So later when we put the timing belt, this one should just turn freely. Okay, so the bottom frame is on, and next one we'll do this one. And then for this one, it's going to be basically same thing, but it's kind of stacked, and we need 6 of these and 3 of these.